Alright, so we have black here. We've got Arrogant Broodlord here, who's 3 for 4/4. Whenever he blocks or becomes blocked by a creature with power 1 or less, you destroy him and end the combat. Seems okay. I mean, if nothing else, he's a really good wall for everything that's bigger than a one power creature, right? And if they don't have anything out, he's a pretty good attacker. So 3 for 4/4 has always been pretty solid. Xaoslegend Scorpion. Just good for getting rid of like one of their mana accelerators or one of their walls, right? So this guy could be quite good actually. It's common. So there's going to be a lot of low power guys in the format. Baneful Omen. Seems like it might actually be okay and limited as a finisher if the format's really slow. But other than that, it's a pretty horrible card. Bloodright Invoker is the black Invoker, and it's they lose 3, you gain 3. So that'll end the game pretty quickly too. And 3 for 3/1 is fine. Bloodthrone Vampire is 2 for a 1/1. Sack a creature to get +2/+2. Seems pretty good with all the tokens that are in the format, I guess. Solid anyway. I don't know. I don't think it's as good as the ones we've had in the past that are 3 for a 2/2 because it's just bad on its own. So you have to start sacking creatures to do anything with it. So certainly wouldn't pick it really highly. Cadaver Imp. So seems pretty solid. Gravedigger, except it's got flying, costs 1 less, and he's only a 1/1. Consume the Meek is really good. Seems like it could be a really good sideboard card for Jund, kind of card they were missing. Consuming Vapors. Seems like it might be a better constructed card than anything else. Could be pretty insane and constructed. Let's see, Contaminated Ground just seems bad. So, and it is bad. So, just turns the land into a colorless land, and then they can still use it, you know, for colorless. What was the one it's that card that turns the land into a island or whatever? Anyway, it just seems bad. Corpse Hatch, we already talked about it. It's pretty amazing. Curse of Wizardry does not seem that exciting. Death Cultist doesn't seem that exciting either. Maybe in like a super aggro deck. Demonic Appetite. If you have enough tokens, I suppose. Except by that point you've already developed, and then it's strong. You know, then it's not as good as all that. And then, I mean, if it gave it trample or flying trample, maybe. I mean, doesn't seem that exciting. Suicide card. Draina is about as big a bomb as you could have hoped to get limited, and it could very easily become pretty solid and constructed. She could have been a mythic. That would have been fine. She's legendary after all. Dread Drone here. He's like the black version of the make some Eldrazi spawn creature tokens with a creature. Seems pretty solid. Escaped Null. Doesn't seem that great. That's a good blocker, I guess. Essence Feed seems pretty good. Or, no, wait. Yeah, seems solid. Not great. Gloom Hunter is just solid. Eldrazi Assassin, already talked about. Hellcarver Demon. Definitely play that in limited. Induced Despair. It's a really good removal card. Definitely take that really highly. It's just solid removal generally. Inquisition of Kozilek. Seems amazing. I don't see why that wouldn't get a ton of play in constructed if there's a deck playing black that would want to use that. Let's see, Last Kiss is amazing. Mortician Beetle seems like it could be amazing in that format. Maybe not constructed. Surprised it's not a sack creature deck, but really good and limited. Night Haze, not so exciting. Arcana Cutthroat, 3 for a 3/2, solid on its own, and then, gets bigger pretty quickly. Really cool artwork. Just really awesome looking, scary looking chick. So definitely take that reasonably high on the creature curve. Arcana Revenant, it's kind of weird looking. Kind of pushing the pornographic bounds of magic in a weird, morbid kind of way. 6 for a 4/4, and then just makes all your swamps tap for double. Definitely good and limited. Null Champion, 2 for a 1/1, and then you got to pay 3 to make it a 4/2, 5 for a 4/2. Eventually it becomes insane, but it costs a lot of mana to get there. Doesn't seem that good to me. Pawn of Ulamog seems really good. Definitely take him relatively highly on the creature curve. Perish the Thought, Coercion. Seems not amazing, but you can sideboard it in limited. Pestilence Demon you can play if they're not playing if the games are going slow, or if you think you can support it. It'll certainly be good if you can cast him. Depends on how slow the format is. 8 mana is just a lot still, though. Repay in Kind. I don't know, seems interesting. Seems like you could put yourself in a position to turn the game around with it. So, maybe. You might play that in limited, not in constructed. Shrivel is a nice board wiper. Skeletal Worm seems like you have better options to level uppers and whatnot. Suffer the Past seems like an amazing finisher in constructed and limited. Constructed, I don't know if it'll find a home or not, but being instant's nice. And then in limited, it's just going to be a huge life swing. Thought Gorger seems pretty insane in limited and constructed, maybe. Be a good Suicide Black card, except you get everything back if it leaves the battlefield. So yeah, so that's nice. Vendetta, it's always been tricky. You don't want too many of them, but maybe one in your deck or something. Zoff Shade doesn't seem so great in this format where you have so many places to sink mana in for permanent bonuses. So he can get big quick, so maybe, right? And then you got the Zalaput Enforcer. Becomes a 3/3. It's basically like 4 for a 3/3 because you just drop him earlier. And that's the black. Some pretty cool stuff. Interesting.